Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to OnPointe, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. That's at David G. Evans 1. Any smart device, you can join us, either hear us, see us live on here on the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. You can give us a call. Come on, let's talk today as we talk about religion, faith, politics, current events, sports, those things that impact your life, but always talking about them from a kingdom perspective. So we invite you to tag 4 or 5 people, to share with those that are in your network, share with those that are friends and followers of yours, and also you can become a follower of ours at David G. Evans 1, and we look forward to joining you and having conversations with you as we go forward. 866-743-8261, 866-743-8267.
Yeah, yep.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Give us a call. We'd be so glad to hear your perspective on some of the top stories of the day. Of course, joining us once again is our world famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith. Good to see you again, man.
See you too.
How did Friday night go?
Good.
Went well?
Good. Very good.
You had Mario up in.
Mario was there.
Okay.
Their youth pastor there, Pastor Darius.
Okay,
that
so
runs their praise and worship too.
Okay. So On the Edge was well represented.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might do some more stuff like that.
Okay.
It wouldn't be far fetched.
Okay.
We talked about leadership and transparency.
Okay.
And I was like, maybe a far stretch if you and Bishop Sharona could come on and both of y'all come on and talk to us.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
And
that'd be cool.
Have that discussion because we talked about it. Really started off with the old school stoic leader that never showed any struggle.
Okay.
Act like they had no humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And
silly
versus the extreme now of bear all
too much.
Yep. Finding that middle ground.
Yeah.
From a senior pastoral level.
Which is what I've tried to model for you.
Yeah.
Just mixing the tradition with the contemporary.
Yeah.
And keeping it balanced and being sensitive to the shifts in culture, so you can apply the Bible to those particular ways. And that does not mean you take everybody back to nearer my God to thee for every situation. And I love the hymns, so it's not any hit on the hymns. I love them. That's what I learned. That's what I sing when I'm singing to myself.
Yep.
So it's there has to be a mixture of the old and the young, just like Joel says. The book of Joel says, the young men for vision, the old men for dreams.
Yeah.
And in that context, the Bible says, in that context, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be delivered or shall be saved. So I think it's going to have to be intentional on some of our parts, because there seems to be some a non-productive segmentation of the body of Christ based upon generations.
Right.
And that's not what a divided body is. A body that can't function.
Yep.
So I have very strong feelings about this. So
I see. I'm with you.
Give us a call today. We'd be so glad to talk to you. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. So I saw today where a gas station down south and hiked his prices up to $7 a gallon to take advantage of the quote-unquote shortage, but the shortage is not that severe.
Yep, not at all.
$7 a gallon.
Mm-hmm. Price gouging. And what's crazy to me? Now, let's throw it out there. Now, I would say this, if Trump was in office, George Bush is in office, I don't care, Clinton, whoever, the president is not in control of gas prices.
No, he is not.
And I would say the same thing if Trump was in office.
He's not.
So, and here's the thing. Some of the people that they don't want big government.
Mm-hmm.
They want it
now.
They want it now, though.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing I'm getting.
I don't like that at all. I think there's an inconsistency there.
Yep.
You don't like big government until something is personal to you.
Yep.
And then you want the government to step in and control it.
Absolutely. Now you want regulation, but before, no, let's deregulate. That's what y'all was saying for years. Now, President Biden, you got to come fix this.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
He doesn't control gas prices.
A private company got hacked. This wasn't the government.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
So now they're going to be talking, watch, monopolies are going to come up and everything else, Shouldn't have this happen again. Same problem with the power during the wintertime in Texas.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, what's the government going to do about this? Well, wait a minute. You guys voted to segment yourself away from the rest of the grid in America. Mm-hmm. And now we want federal help?
Yeah, when y'all chose to separate.
Come on now. Come on. So Liz Cheney actually gets taken out of her position for telling the truth?
Mm-hmm. They are still trying to appeal to a party of one. That man still has control over them.
Unbelievable. I was talking to Brian a few minutes ago, and I saw this news report where this senator from Georgia is saying that January 6th was just tourism. That they were peacefully touring the Capitol. I'm trying to tell you, and the others are saying it wasn't that big a deal. Nobody felt threatened. Yeah. People died.
Yes, police officers who they claim to be Blue Lives
Matter. Who they
matters.
don't care about, and if they ever had any proof, they have it now. They don't care about it.
Yep. Yeah, that Blue Lives Matter was just because of black
people
getting shot.
All talk.
Yeah, and the head of the Proud Boys who got arrested for his thing, he basically said, "Blank Trump." He left us out here, encourages us to do this. Like you said, they thought they were going to get pardoned.
Under the bus.
And he said, y'all, he's like, we're by ourselves. He left us out here. What did y'all think was going to happen?
They thought he was going to do something different for them. But when you have people who align themselves with people who are known to throw people away, individuals think, I'm the special one.
Yeah.
He's going to do differently for me. It happens in life. It happens in politics. Anywhere you have someone who is self-centered, they don't have relationships. They have transactions, which we talk about. And in a transaction, you're only as good as your use. So just like the vice president, he was willing to watch him die that day.
Yes.
But what I don't understand is why he's still supporting him.
Thank you. I'm like, dude,
he was willing to let him die.
And I think his wife was in there with him.
Yes,
too, right?
yes.
If anything, for your wife,
it was visitation day.
Come on.
And he's still acting like he's the second coming or something. It doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
I don't know what's happening in Florida. We have callers. They're going to call and tell us today. We're sure what's going on. But I'm a little concerned about the Supreme Court thing and the removal of limits on sentences for young people. So you literally could get a young person, get in some real trouble, get a real sentence, and unless there is some criminally insane stuff going on, you could take a 16-year-old that could be in jail until they died.
Yep. It's inhumane.
I'm not in the woods on this. There are some people that don't need to walk around in society. Absolutely. Young, middle-aged, or old. They just don't need to be out here.
Yep.
And there are people that are corrupted very early in life with no chance of rehabilitation. We get that. There's some people that go in jail and thrive in there because of the gladiator environment.
Yep.
But I don't think that's a blanket.
It's not a blanket thing.
No. You just can't throw a 16-year-old away.
Yeah. With no chance of redemption.
It was weird. I've told you before, and I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the radio, but, I have family members who were gangsters at 16 and 17 and were given sentences where they were in jail up until they were in their late 30s, I believe, maybe early 40s. And they had been so notorious when they were out that when they got released, I was afraid for them. and one, I believe, did end up getting assassinated on the street, and it was retaliation for some stuff he had done.
Sure.
And the other one died in his sleep.
Okay.
You know, most people think that was unfair for him to die in his sleep, but I mean, they had long sentences, and my communication with one, it took maybe 16, 17 years before he said, I messed my life up.
Okay.
But it took that long.
Yeah.
Because when he went to prison, he became a shot caller in jail.
Yeah.
And then I wrote him back. I said, you're the one-eyed man in the kingdom of the blind.
Yep.
And I think that started him thinking.
Yeah.
I'm in charge, but I'm still locked up.
You're still locked up.
Yeah.
You're still a prisoner, a slave of the state.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wow. And the prison system, I mean, we could have a whole conversation on that. And our prison system as a whole is inhumane.
Yeah.
You watch other countries that lower in crime.
Yeah.
Their prison system is more about restoration, redemption, recovery. Let's work with the person.
Yeah.
Our prison environment, one of the from the Central Park Five, one of the guys said the stuff that he had to do to survive in prison. He said, "How could you not change?
You would have to.
You have to adapt to that environment."
But I think the security officers that work there go through a metamorphosis where they have to change the way they see things.
Yeah.
And it can impact the way they live their lives outside the jail. You know, but I think that, I don't know. I think America as a whole has a different kind of criminal.
Yeah.
I think that COVID has revealed a heartlessness as a whole that I had thought we had grown way past.
Yeah.
The concern for others is at a loss right now.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, we saw that happen among the national church, that the concern for others is not really what the Bible teaches as concern.
Yeah. Yep. Their own bias, their own view, and their own selfishness is more important than everybody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm really tired of some of the guys I know talking against prosperity, but enjoying it every day of their lives.
It's just how they're getting it.
How are you teaching against prosperity and you're enjoying it every day of your life?
Yep.
And I know some guys that teach legitimately biblical prosperity.
Yep.
Not the stuff that's, exploitative, but biblical prosperity, which God teaches in His word. With it you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So that biblical prosperity is there in the Word of God. But I know guys enjoying that biblical prosperity that deny that prosperity teaching is biblical. But they're enjoying a prosperous lifestyle every single day.
See their houses and all that stuff like that.
You know, they don't mind having prosperous members, and none of us do. They don't mind living in obviously prosperous neighborhoods. But then you can't condemn prosperity when you're living it every day.
Absolutely. I think it's just especially some of the evangelicals. It's it's one of those. It's a scapegoat because they don't want to say what the real issue is. It's
like a guy with 12 kids not saying it's wrong to talk about sex.
Yeah.
Come on, Doc. Evidence all over your house.
Right.
You act like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Let's go to Tom, man. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Bishop. How you guys doing?
Fine. How are you? Thank you for joining us once again.
Hey, thank you, Bishop. I was calling about something a little different. Down here in Florida again. There's a good possibility that the ex-president will be indicted in New York for some federal crimes.
Absolutely.
Well, the word here in Florida, I don't know if it's gotten up north yet, but I'm so close to Mar-a-Lago, we get the local news, that the governor will now use an obscure state law that potentially takes the investigation to where he has to investigate if New York is correct and surrender, so he doesn't have to surrender Trump. Now, the kicker to that is, the rumor is, and it's not just a rumor, that Trump is going to run in 2020, and his vice president candidate will be Ron DeSantis.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen with DeSantis is is that Trump is going to use him as far as he can, and then he's going to discard him like a hot potato.
100% I agree with you.
Yeah. Because like you say, I don't think DeSantis, your words, is as cunning as Trump is.
Yeah, but they're definitely planning on trying not to. As a matter of fact, he's supposed to come back up your way to his golf course in Westminster or whatever, but they're saying that he may not do that because if this indictment goes through this summer, he wants to stay down here and maybe safe in Florida.
Well, the governor may try. New York is a real efficient state when it comes to this kind of thing. And, they don't want to get the federal government involved in an indictment. It's just, I mean, they're going to, if they need to go get him, they're going to go get him, and DeSantis won't be able to stop it.
I was looking this morning just online. In the 1987 Supreme Court made a decision that clearly overrules any local government from interfering with the feds.
Yeah.
In the long run, he'd be able to put it off for a month or so, but he will be expedited.
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you a question, man. What's the COVID climate down there?
It's a little crazy. Even all the stores down here have pretty much removed the mask wearing 100%. The problem is you don't know who's got the vaccination and who hasn't.
Exactly.
And it's two different states. If you get past Palm Beach, you're very Republican. If you come south, you're very Democratic. So you have the mayors down here in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that area, who are very, I'm going to say, I agree with. They still want to keep certain things in play.
Yeah.
But the northern part of the state and the governor has pretty much eliminated that.
I think, and I've not been. I've had a very simplistic view of the nature of COVID from the beginning. That has been, it can't count, it doesn't know distance, it travels in the air, which means you cannot see it coming. I believe that these restrictions, especially in light of the fact that so many people are not vaccinated, so many people have the variants, and the variants are spreading, that we're setting ourselves up for another disaster, and we're not even out of this disaster.
And I don't like what the CDC did. I understand why they did it, but there's so many people who don't want to wear a mask who are not vaccinated that you go walk into Walmart.
This is a license. It's a license for them now.
Yeah, it's like I got vaccinated. Well, how are you going to prove it or not prove it?
Yeah, it's a license for them, because if they didn't care while it was in its height, they're certainly not going to care now. So wise people have to continue to protect themselves. The issue is you have to make an evaluation. Do you have to go out to a restaurant now? Can you wait? Can you have a picnic in your own backyard with just you and whoever lives with you? Is it possible that you can watch a movie on the TV? Do you just have, if you drink, can you just go buy some and bring it home? Do you just have to go communal in order to expose yourself to this problem? I think it's just silly, and I think the states are opening up because of COVID anxiety, which Pastor Nick has noted. But I also feel as though that it's not coincidental that they're opening up during the summertime.
Oh, it's money.
It's money.
Money.
And your original question, how are we? We are wide open. It is like it's over with. Everything's open. The clubs are open at 2, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like COVID is never happened and it's gone.
I hope we're all wrong, but on the surface, it looks like it's going to present a problem down the road, especially, I think, in July and August.
Well, they said spring break in Florida, the variants during spring, because all the people were going to spring break to party, the variants increased.
Of course.
The numbers, of course. Now, they're not talking about it much, but it's happening.
I believe that certain states are suppressing information. I would hate to think that our state would do it, But I'm sure Texas, after those football games and all that stuff, I'm sure Florida, which already fired someone for suppressing the data about hospital admissions and those types of things. I'm amazed at how far they're willing to go.
Yep. Just for money.
Memorial Day's coming. That's a crazy week down here, so it's going to be obnoxious.
Wow. Thanks for calling us, Tom.
Hey, you guys have a great day.
You too now. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. Let's go to Danny. Hey, Danny. What's going on, man?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing? Pastor Nick, staff. How's everybody?
We're doing all right.
Okay. I just wanted to add to something that you was talking about as far as what's going on down here.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard the governor. He suspended all of the restrictions as far as distance, and also that anyone, a business owner, that decided that they were going to open and do whatever they wanted to do, and they were fined by the county or by a city government, that those suspensions will become void, and that they would be forgiven for whatever fines that they were penalized for.
He's trying to impress the president
and suffer through it.
Yeah, he's trying to impress the president now that he lives in the state. I really believe he's living to impress former President Trump.
Well, it's been shown, and as I said all the time, is that either he wants to be vice or he wants to be president, and that's what he's doing. He's doing everything that possibly can go against people that really deserve help and what have you. If he certain communities he doesn't even visit, he doesn't even know anyone in those communities. Okay, they're at least lost and left out. But then he will go ahead and do whatever he can, just like when the vaccinations were beginning to be distributed. The major communities that really needed it, they didn't get it right up until the end.
Okay.
And so that's a situation. The other thing is, you're very right when you were talking about the way that the system is built, especially here in Florida. It's a system for bringing in people that are young into the system of being incarcerated, and there's no way out for them. That's one reason why I try to focus on young people. You just can't say young men anymore. It's young men and women, keeping them out of the system, because once you get that record, it's with you for life. Difficult to shed
the contamination that comes along with those charges.
And what has been happening, and I thank you so much for giving me advice and help so that I could communicate and reach and try to let them see exactly what's happening. We had a sheriff before. He's been taken out of office because of the fact of the Coleman Douglas situation. They blaming everything on him as if he did it. He actually went into that school and caused everything. So DeSantis moved him out of office, but his program was working with young people, and if they had an offense that really wasn't something that was really terrible, they didn't go out and rob or steal or kill someone, but they just had, that change of life where they were going against certain things, that they would go ahead and try to help them and work along with them. So now all of that's been taken away.
Well, I think what happened was there was the need for rehabilitation was removed. The need for rehabilitation was removed from the system when it was realized how much money could be made in the private prison systems. So now we want people in there. We want them to stay in there because that's big business now for certain people.
They're feeding the system.
Absolutely. And it's amazing to me the genius it takes to come up with these inequities. And I'm wondering why that same genius couldn't come up with solutions.
Exactly.
But it's why the Bible tells us what to focus our thoughts on, because it is so easy to use superior intelligence for the wrong motives.
Yep.
So the Bible tells you, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things. In other words, if you're going, like for instance, I'm doing this thing on, does God want me to prosper? And one of the things that we have to understand is that wealth requires wisdom.
Right. Yep.
So the number one attribute of a wealthy individual is thinking.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If you're not a thinker, you won't be wise if you're using it righteously. And you cannot stay connected to wealth without wisdom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm amazed that God provides the wisdom for us to connect with the life He has promised us.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm amazed that we can come up with every other hindrance,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to trying to hinder a certain segment of the population.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't. We're not. Thoughtful solutions are not even accepted readily today.
Yep.
It's almost like you have to campaign to get a thoughtful solution accepted.
Yep.
It's amazing. How's my sister doing, man?
She's doing great, Chris. She's really doing great. And one other thing, I just want to compliment you on something that you brought up at the very beginning.
Okay.
As to you mentioned something and it rang a bell with me, is that old school, new school, and what have you, the way that you mix it. And like I always tell you, I see people that may have a handicap, but they're serving.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that's young, old, they all get along together. And that's what you have. And that's great. Because me, I don't always want to hear a stomp. Okay?
Yep.
If I'm in trouble, I want to hear, Father, I stretch my
Yeah,
hand."
absolutely. Because Stomp's not going to help you with that.
So good mix, Bishop.
Thank you, man.
Pastor Nick, we appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Tell my sister I said hello.
Okay, be blessed out.
Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. We're going to Robin, then we're going to Kife. 866-743-8267. I think when we think about ministry things, Pastor Nick, I don't know, maybe you can pinpoint this for me. When the whole millennial, Generation X, all that was prescribed to us by the culture, because I'm not sure those divisions started in the church.
Oh no, the whole baby boomer,
all that
stuff. No,
that was all cultural.
That's cultural stuff. Yeah.
So the church adopted those mindsets and divided itself, and suddenly started to believe that the gospel could not be presented to a mixed group of people or to segments of people dwelling in the same church. The gospel could not do that. And what immediately impressed upon me as we sat here was that it was a misapplication of creativity, and that creativity used to divide the body of Christ rather than creativity used to bring it and keep it together.
Yeah. I think we should learn from how the culture, so they have psychologists and stuff who study culture.
Absolutely.
We learn from them and say, okay, what relevant things can we use
draw from that
to apply the gospel?
Absolutely.
Because while you and I grew up in church, we may go to old hymns when we're
absolutely
struggling. These 20-some-year-olds now, they're not going back to Amazing Grace or Precious Lord. They're going to listen to something from Hillsong, Bethel, or something like that, because that's the context
that they're in right now,
that they grew up in.
Yep.
So in being able to blend all of it together, it takes a lot of work.
It has to be very intentional.
It's doable.
And maybe the reason we see the separation is not because we don't see the alternatives in some places, but maybe they just don't want to do the work for it.
Yeah, basically that's it. Because you see some churches where they're only geared towards the older crowd, and they have no young folk.
Yeah.
And then some that's only for the young folk and the older folk.
Now, the church I got saved in initially was an elder church, but then they called a younger pastor, and that started to revolutionize the congregation. But what was amazing was when it didn't work out with him, they went right back to the elder church.
Yeah. Well, you go back to what's comfortable.
Yeah, but they missed the fact that the growth was in the transition they were making.
Yep.
And then I remember when we first started, my assistants were 85, 88, and maybe the youngin they used to call him was like 76 years old. So I inherited 3 very senior citizens. But at the same time, I knew that was a wealth of wisdom sitting there.
Absolutely.
But I also knew that they had allowed themselves to become intimidated.
Yeah. And
so their wisdom, to me, came with a caveat.
Yeah.
You know, it was always try to get along. It was always, well, I remember them saying to me, you know, we let them just think they're in charge. And I said, well, do they do what they want to do? Yeah. Do they tell you what to do? Yeah. Then they don't think they are.
Right.
They are
in charge.
You know, and gradually, intentionally, we did not discard them at all.
Yep. Absolutely. You don't.
You know, they kept a very prominent position, advised me on many things, but we started to integrate that setting with younger minds and younger voices.
Absolutely.
Intentionally, because the Bible lets us know that the younger generation and the older generation have to dwell together.
Yep. It has to be intentional, teaching the difference and accepting the difference. So I grew up in hip hop here, so hip hop is good for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I will listen to some more, which other groups may not.
Speaking of hip hop, did you get my email?
Yes, I was going to respond to you back on that one.
Okay. What do you think?
We got to talk about parameters and because of illness.
Yeah.
If they do it, they need to bring in somebody of significance. I have some thoughts with some people.
Okay. We're being asked to. I knew you would like it. I said yes in my head.
Yeah.
I didn't say yes to them.
Yeah.
But that hip hop piece thing will come here if possible.
Yeah.
September.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll film it in August. They'll show it in September.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be significant.
Yeah. If we're going to do it, we got to see if we can get Lecrae and some other people.
Well, I think getting the artists won't be the issue.
Yeah.
I think getting some celebrities won't be an issue. I think whether it's safe or not.
That was the logistics of it.
Yeah, the safe or not what's going to be the issue. If it's not safe, we won't do it.
Yeah, 'cause how many people going to be in the building?
Yeah, we won't do it if it's not safe.
Yeah.
And or September, August, could do it outside.
Outside, yeah. And have outdoor.
Do it outside.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted on that on Hip Hop Piece. Let's go to Robin. Robin is online. Where's Robin? One. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick. How are y'all this morning?
All right. Are you fully recovered from last week?
It's funny you asked that.
Oh, here we go.
But first, I have a comment and just a comment on something else, and then I'll be done. But I watched the movie Unhinged.
Okay.
Did you ever see that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
With Russell Crowe, where Rage.
No, I don't like watching movies where I see somebody come apart.
It's on Prime Video. Bishop and Pastor Nick, all I can say is it was so good that I had to watch it again. But y'all ain't got to ever worry about me following nobody, doing anything.
Okay.
I watched that movie.
Good. It spoke to you, huh?
Yes, but it's really good. Russell Crowe, he played his role.
Russell Crowe's a good actor, so
yeah.
But I'm saying you have to watch that movie. It was that good. I said, I'm gonna watch this again.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
So you saw yourself in it?
Bishop,
Rob,
we love you because you are so transparent when you was talking about your family in prison, and you and Pastor Nick are so real, and that's what I love about you.
Thank you, babe.
You know, y'all don't hold anything back. You speak the truth. You don't hide anything.
Yeah.
But I was watching.
We hide some stuff.
I was about to say we hide.
We hide some stuff.
You know what I mean.
Y'all get like 5%.
95%.
No.
You don't want that.
You won't be able to take the 95%. No.
Wow. But I was watching 3 years ago when you was here in Delaware at the Bethel Deliverance Church. So I heard a couple more of your sayings.
Okay.
When you said, "Are you the one, or should I find another?"
Yeah.
And the other one was, you got the right one this time, baby.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait until we get, back to fellowship.
Yeah.
And
It's coming.
Hear,
it's coming.
Your sayings, and y'all just do so much. I mean, it's like y'all doing more.
It feels like
church was open.
It feels like it. But it's really not more. It's just different.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah, I think the social media effectiveness has required us to be a lot more busy in that area than we had to be when we were open.
Yeah, because it wasn't it's not as regimented now with appointment counseling.
Right.
2 hours in class.
Right.
Yeah,
I ain't
y'all
gonna
just
lie.
get so excited.
I ain't missing some of that.
I loved it. Pastor Nick.
You ain't by yourself.
I'm done. I'm trying to
We were on a tight schedule before this thing happened. Man.
Counseling from what, 5 to 6, 7 in the classes?
But amazingly,
yeah,
the time has been filled.
Yep. Oh, but
because the preparation periods I didn't think we could prepare anymore, but the preparation period has expanded.
Yeah.
The execution periods have expanded.
So knowledgeable about the word, and Pastor Nick be moving his hands when he gets excited.
Talking my hands, his hand talking.
Yes, But how do y'all so knowledgeable? Y'all only have to look at the Bible all the time.
No, it's because we look at it all the time that we know some things.
Right.
It ain't coming out the sky.
Last comment: what did y'all think about the draft? I'm so excited about football this year.
We got to see.
Well, he's a fantasy guy, so tell me what you think.
I think the Eagles did good with their first pick.
Who'd they get?
The wide receiver from Alabama. He won the Heisman Trophy.
Okay.
He's fast as all get out.
Is he?
They were concerned because he's a little smaller size.
What's his name?
Devontae Smith.
Oh, yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Fast. But, I mean, you never know. People will get excited about drafts, but they got to play.
Well, they had another small back that was really fast. That was
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson, yeah.
Oh,
He's like him.
Surprisingly, I think it was Deshaun's temperament that didn't allow him to work out here.
It's Robin. I'm saying you hung me up.
Mm-hmm.
Can't complain.
No, you're still on, Rob.
Oh, we heard Chris. Yeah.
Robin. Oh, she got a. What did Crystal do? Yeah, she did something. All right,
We
Robin,
heard you
talk to
talking.
you. Kiefe should be on 4. Kiefe,
Hey there, Bishop.
how you doing?
Morning, Pastor Nick.
Morning.
Hey, I'm doing well, man.
Yo, Kiefe, congratulations.
On
Your device is turned down for the first time in the history of the program. My goodness, this is a day. This is a day
Day of celebration.
Yeah, it will be known throughout history and written in the annals of time. How you doing this morning, man?
man, I'm doing excellent. I'm just just relaxing because I have an early morning shift at UPS and stuff like that. I just got in just not too long ago, and I figured I said, let me tune into Bishop and see what comedy specials y'all call. But just the thing about what's happening in the world, like you just mentioned Trump, and I have to say that I heard, of course, I've been hearing that last time I heard about Trump was when he runs in 2024, and I said, I don't know if we can go for a repeat. But then I thought about Kamala Harris, and I was saying in the comments that she could be a good president and see what she can do. I just pray that she, learn, that she can improve on her well-being and stuff like that. And if at all, if she runs in 2024, I would like to see her in office, and get not even have Trump nowhere near running again, because she wants Trump back in office again for a repeat.
Well, some people do, and not because of necessarily how people are treated, not because of the very terrible things that they were willing to ignore,
right?
But the feeling of being embraced, and their fears being addressed,
right,
overrides any kind of logic or compassion for other people. It's a dynamic that is not easily understood, because it's most people are looking at it and trying to analyze it intellectually. But actually, the only way to get close to it is to evaluate the supporters emotionally. You know, something emotional. They're being embraced by all this chaos, which is kind of weird, where you feel warm in the midst of chaos.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a dynamic most of us have not had to deal with before.
My other comment, or just a question, is I saw something on the news today, this week, about you know, with this coronavirus still floating around and the you know, the mass restrictions coming at Eve. Now, what do you think about that? You and Pastor.
I think we said it earlier. He agrees with me. We think it's way premature because there's too many unvaccinated people who now have license not to take any caution and to just expose others to themselves and others to the virus. The lack of heart among these people, the lack of concern for others is radiated by this, is exaggerated by this new ruling. I think this getting back together this quickly, this many numbers, with the variant still out there, in and they don't know how to track it, how to number it. Not even sure they're vaccinated against it. You know, I just think that there's an issue of being premature. And Pastor Nick said earlier that he thinks it's about money because of the time of year that they've lifted the restrictions. And that's, in New Jersey, we're a tourist state. We have the beaches. Florida, tourist state, beaches. Texas, tourist state, everything. Just over and over again. And then some people are doing it so people can make the money during the busiest season for business.
Yep. I know Governor Murphy did say, to counter the CDC, he said in New Jersey, he still wants people to wear their masks indoors.
Okay.
So, I do applaud him for, because I told everybody, we still wearing our masks up in here.
We're sticking up in here. We're still taking temperatures. We're still, this whole thing about, let's trust everybody to take their own temperature at home. I'm not doing that.
No.
Can't trust them to say they're vaccinated or say, whether they're sick or not.
Yeah.
And then you got some crazies that are going to be sick, and they're going to go out in crowds on purpose.
That's true, because now, see, the thing is, I still wear my mask at work and when I go into like stores, because I don't trust what they're trying to say.
Nope,
what they're trying to do.
I don't either.
Because the only one thing is, okay, because I have my vaccination shot, and I said to myself, okay, we're doing, what Murphy says, get vaccinated, do this and that. But then, with the social distancing thing, okay, so you're now saying, okay, we could finally do this, we could finally do that, but what if you're still not certain?
But the uncertainty is going to go through the roof. Because now you don't know who's vaccinated and who isn't. And, people are going to take these masks off, vaccinated or not. And, might as well say it, you've got some celebrities right now who are in the hospital or sick, and they were fully vaccinated. Obviously, they caught a variant. So, I think I told the audience a couple weeks ago, when I got my last shot, before I pulled out of the parking lot, the nurse said, look, keep your mask on, keep your circle small. Don't all of a sudden think, because this thing is not 100%. Like no vaccine is 100%. You've been getting flu vaccines forever and still catching the flu.
Yeah, that is true.
Keith, we got to let you go, man.
All right, man. It's good to see you.
Good to talk to you again. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We've got Angela from Kentucky and Ava from Utica, New York. We're going to Angela from Kentucky. Hey, Angela.
Good morning, Bishop. Good morning.
How are you?
Hi.
Doing pretty good this morning. How are you and Pastor Nick?
We're doing good. I got to ask you a derby question.
Oh, Bishop.
I have to ask you.
I don't know too much about it.
All right,
I'll try.
All right. I watched it on TV like I normally do. And I saw what I thought were thousands and thousands of people gathered together.
Yes.
No distancing, no masks, nothing. What's your state saying about that?
I don't know what the state is saying about that, but we all know that those types of things are money driven.
Yep.
So
And
okay,
those
so if it's
that own that industry, because Kentucky is known
Yeah,
for that industry, they were not willing to take the hits that other industries have taken because of COVID.
but I'm willing, but I'm asking about the
their
people.
crowd,
What
and
about the
obviously
people?
Their crowd agreed with them because they were there.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
I'm looking at people. I'm like, I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
could.
celebrities up there too.
Money,
Just
money does things to people that kind of defy the imagination sometimes.
But just numbers and common sense would tell you that not all those people were vaccinated, and some of the people were already sick.
And a lot of them don't believe that the vaccinate. They still believe all of that was a hoax. There's a segment of our society that, that don't believe in wearing masks and all of that. They don't believe that those numbers are real, the people that we have lost and people who are getting sick. And so they make up a large number of the Derby crowd.
I wonder why don't they call
some of them
somebody?
had their own private boxes, so they were protected. In
Yeah,
their own
but I
way,
saw
for the most
thousands.
part.
I saw
Yeah.
thousands out in crowds outside,
Thousands.
unprotected, without any barriers at all. Just nothing.
Thousands, and that's the way that group flows.
One thing's for sure: money won't protect you from this.
Well, they won't know that until they get it.
Yeah. So anyway,
So-
I sidetracked you. What's your comment today?
My comment this morning is about the vaccine.
Okay.
I was able to get myself and my father the Moderna vaccine.
Same one I have.
And he wasn't going to take it unless I took it, and I wasn't old enough to take it, so we won't get into that. My question is,
Oh boy.
my question is, some are saying that every year there's going to be another form of a vaccination because of the strands changing and developing into other things. Do you think that we're on the path to be annually vaccinated against the COVID?
I think it's possible, and I think I'm old enough. I'm 69, so I'm old enough to remember when the bird and the swine and all that came out, and people died all over the world in massive numbers. And then people started getting the flu shot every year. Most of the time, the flu will not kill you, but in those instances, it did. So I think that it's possible that this could become an annual event for us to get vaccinated. If this viral strain multiplies like its relatives have historically, I think it's possible that there could be a booster every year or something along those lines. If we want to get back to quote unquote normal.
Yep.
Right. I think normal is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Some also believe that some type of connection with the mark of the beast is going to be incorporated into this at some point.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on?
I think it's a stretch. I think a lot of the guys that I know that were prophetically certain of the outcome of the election have now landed on the vaccine as another way to justify a point of view which I believe is not Holy Spirit led. I'm trying to say something hard in a very nice way. I really believe that guys that I know that were real hardliners for the last 4 years and were very hardline as it relates to the election. A few of them have stuck to, the president. Trump is still the president, but others have now shifted to one whose name I won't call. It was the devil that caused all this ruckus, not them.
Wow.
So they've shifted the blame over to the enemy. Instead of saying, I let the devil use me, and now I realize it. It wasn't me that was causing the problem.
Yep.
It was the enemy.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm watching people, preachers, take this alternative tact to justify their behavior at this point.
Do you think, in any reality, that Trump could ever be president again?
I think it's possible. I think it was. I think anything's possible. I mean, he became president the first time. But the reality is that there are certain segments of our society that the power of certain segments of our society has been verified by the fact that these voting laws nationally are trying to be changed to hinder certain segments of society from influence a president, because African Americans and Hispanics and Asians prove they can elect a president whenever they get ready. So this whole move to change the voting laws to hinder people's right to vote or ability to vote is an affirmation of an acknowledgement of this fact that we're in trouble and we need to do something to hinder this juggernaut from dictating the politics of our country again. So this is why they're doing what they're doing. So some people are looking at it like the laws are just bad, but the laws are actually a reaction to a truth they can no longer deny. So what we have to do, and what they don't understand, because I don't know who's driving this bus, you're not going to stop these people from voting. You set the rules, and then we find a way to do it. You're not going to stop it.
If one thing our crowd knows how to do is overcome some oppression when it's hard on us.
Man, they shut down the post offices. They closed voting places. They pulled out the mailboxes. They threatened folk, and it still didn't work. I don't know why these guys won't get it through their heads that it's time to start erecting a platform that will attract people instead of trying to do this diminishing return thing they're doing.
All they care about is power. That's it.
It's ridiculous.
That's right, Pastor Nick.
All they care about is power.
Exactly right.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly right.
And they keep making the same mistakes. They don't learn. They don't learn. How's everything else going down? How's things at church? How's things in the church down there?
Okay, I am vaccinated, but I'm not church ready yet.
All right, I got it. You're not by yourself.
I know that's right. I ain't.
You're not by yourself.
Virtual services.
Yeah, you're not by yourself. No, we're not calling.
Not quite ready yet.
No, we're not calling our people back inside until it's safe for grandmom to come to church.
And I think that's wisdom. I think that is such wisdom, and everybody is so, vocal about, go back to church, go back to church, go back to church. But I really feel like that, the programs that you guys have created, Pastor Nick, you've done an amazing job with your virtual services and all of those things that you offer. It's really becoming a preference. Now, I know I have to go back to church. I realize that. But right now, I feel like that if you are really tuning in to what is being offered, that you're still being spiritually fed.
Yeah, the one advantage that we have, and I think we're even going to upgrade that, is that there is virtually nothing that can take the place of live worship here at our church. It's just the feeling, the atmosphere, the tangibility of God's presence and all that is so real in this place that that's one of the hungers that has been created. We're trying to do our job online, but our people are consistent in their testimony.
It's not,
that this thing, it ain't the same as being live. We got to go. We got to get Ava on.
Okay.
Talk to you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Hey, Ava.
What's up?
It's Shot.
How you doing? How are you?
What's going on, Pastor Nick? I just called to, bless y'all with my voice this morning.
It's appreciative.
Thank you, daughter. Thank you.
I know y'all miss me and everything, so I figured, you know what? I think they need a little cheering up today.
Well, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. We're so happy you called. How's everybody?
Everybody's good. I said I got two 16-year-olds and they got jobs. They started their first day of work yesterday.
My.
Oh my goodness, I'm old. I'm like 100.
They both working?
Huh?
They're both working?
Yeah, they're both working.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we're gonna show them how to. They're like, oh, we're gonna have so much money. No, you're not, because 75% of that going into the bank.
I know.
You got a tithe.
That's right.
And then whatever's left over, we could talk about. We're not fixing on making it rain That's what we're not gonna do.
Spend it all on sneakers and stuff.
No, I can't let them do that.
Yeah, spend them all on sneakers.
No.
First of all, she's smoking all the Chiba in the world. The bathing suit that she thought she was gonna pick out. The devil. I don't think so. But I'm gonna whip them into shape. They did ask about a drive-in service. When's the first one?
22nd.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
It's gonna be 90 degrees next Saturday.
The 22nd. Okay, they're like,
yep.
oh, Bishop. They were talking to Deacon McGee in Wednesday night class.
Yeah.
And they said, they said it's supposed to be open, so you're gonna drive through. It's easy for them to say me drive through because I drive and they ride. So
yeah.
we're gonna try to see what we can do though. But I might come down there alone.
Appreciate
I need Jesus.
Appreciate
right,
it. Talk to you, Abe.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Just in case you forgot, tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Yep.
And then 9:45 to 10:45 is Engage Live. 11 a.m. is our second worship service. And 10 times better conversation at 6 p.m. As always, send your prayer requests to social@go2bethany.com. That's social@go2bethany.com. That's all your prayer requests. And we want you to subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ. I want to invite everyone that's on BBC of NJ to join us on our particular sites. What's yours, Pastor Nick?
Nicholas A. Smith.
Nicholas A. Smith and David G. Evans 1. Join us on our sites and watch the YouTube stuff. You do David G. Evans 1 on YouTube and subscribe to the DGEMS, DGEMS podcast and the OnPointe podcast platforms. Yeah. Anything else we got going today?
Don't forget, Abundant Harvest Catering is open today.
Okay.
And tomorrow from 11 to 3.
Okay.
You can go to our website, go2bethany.com.
Mm-hmm.
Menus there. Everything's virtual for the most part for you to put your order in.
Except coming to get your food.
Except coming to get your food. You just drive up.
They'll bring it out
to you.
And Chef Brown is doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
And he looks forward to seeing you today. Many people are driving distances to come.
Yeah, they are.
They're just finding out that he was here.
Mm-hmm. And they putting in some orders too.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Yeah, so we want you to join us and take some of the load off yourself. Let us cook your food.
Yep.
And you'll have a great time. Well, anything else you can think of?
No.
Well,
I think of.
Thank you for joining us on the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so even when it's not so, that it might be so. See you tomorrow morning, and see you next week on OnPointe.